This video is about the Bluesound Node Icon, a new streaming audio player from our friends at Bluesound. Now let's dive in and see what this one is all about. Bluesound hit the scene over 10 years ago, stepping up as a high-performance alternative to Sonos, which was dominating the streaming music space back then. Now, Bluesound comes from the Lenbrook Group, the same company behind NAD, an audio brand that's been delivering incredible value since the late 70s. NAD's legendary 3020 integrated amp shook up the audio world when it first launched, and the brand has kept that streak alive, consistently winning awards for creating gear that sounds way better than its price tag suggests. When Bluesound was born, NAD engineers were handed the challenge of designing it in the same spirit, top-tier performance at prices that everyday music lovers could afford. On top of that, Lenbrook brought in a world-class software team to craft the interface that everyone would be using to stream their music. Now, that's how BluOS or BluOS came to be, and thanks to the ongoing updates, it's only gotten better with time. Now, over the years, the standout product in the Bluesound lineup has always been the Node. It packs an incredible amount of value into a music streamer, which is why it's the go-to choice for most of the team here at Audio Advice for their own setups, and that alone speaks volumes. Bluesound quickly became the top pick for anyone looking to upgrade from Bluetooth streaming or Sonos without jumping into the higher price tags of premium 2-channel audio streamers. Now, of course, the electronics world never really stays the same. Brands like WiiM started offering solid streaming options at super affordable prices, giving Bluesound some serious competition. But competition is a good thing. It pushed Bluesound to level up with 3 exciting new products in the fall of 2024. The Node Nano, a completely revamped Node, and the star of this video, the Node Icon. Now, we've already covered the Nano and the new Node in a previous video that I'll leave in a link in the description below if you want to learn more about them. But it's clear that Bluesound has packed all 3 of these models with fantastic sound and a ton of great features. We're confident that the Nano and the new Node will once again be top picks for budget-friendly music streaming. But the Icon takes Bluesound in an exciting new direction. At twice the price of the Node, it's the priciest streamer that Bluesound has ever made. But true to form, the Icon is designed to take on competitors costing much more. So before we get into what makes the Icon really special, let's first talk about the BluOS or BluOS, which is the operating system powering all Bluesound components. We've been really big fans of BluOS ever since day one, and it's been great to see how much it's actually evolved over the years, and it's only gotten better and better. It's packed with a ton of great features, but its main mission here is really to deliver true high-res audio streaming. BluOS supports 24-bit, 192 kHz playback, and supports all the major high-res streaming platforms like Qobuz, Deezer, Apple Music, and Tidal, and of course it also handles popular low-res services like Spotify, Pandora, and a ton more. Now for DSD enthusiasts, there's some really great news here. With the launch of the Icon, a software update will enable all 3 of Bluesound's new streamers to handle DSD over PCM natively. Now, they're also going to support DSD 64, 128, and 256, but just keep in mind that DSD playback is for locally stored files only, not streaming services. Now, the BluOS app, like we said, we just love it. It's incredibly user-friendly, and it even lets you group rooms together for multi-zone listening, which is also super cool, so you can have different Bluesound products or even NAD products that use Bluesound and group them together and play in different rooms. Now, since there is a sub out on this Icon, you can adjust the crossover settings to roll off the bass to your main speakers right in the app, which is a feature that we really appreciate. Now, basic tone controls are included, and both the new Node and this Icon offer optional Dirac room correction and Dirac bass management. Now, Dirac or Dirac is a top-tier room correction system that can transform your sound from decent to just downright incredible. By addressing the acoustic quirks caused by your room's shape and layout, Dirac's gonna let you experience the music way closer to what the artist intended. So for Bluesound users, Dirac is gonna be available as an optional software upgrade and won't come already on here. Now this means you can bring the magic of Dirac to virtually any setup, whether you're running a classic separate system, a receiver-based rig, or powered speakers, and pair it with a fantastic value streamer. Now when it comes to connectivity, the Icon has you covered. With Apple AirPlay 2 and aptX adaptive Bluetooth, streaming from your phone is just a snap. Plus, Bluetooth is two-way, so you can also send audio from the Icon to your wireless headphones, which is just perfect for some late night listening. Now, if you have a library already of audio files stored on your network, the BluOS integrates them seamlessly, giving you effortless access to all of your music and full control of every setting and option right on this icon from the app. Searching for songs is also quick and super intuitive, and creating playlists is just as easy as it gets. After more than a decade of continuous improvement, it's clear that BluOS is just rock solid, and it's a polished platform that really delivers a fantastic user experience, and we can't say enough about how good the app is for all of the Bluesound products. Now, the Node looks much like the Node Nano, but in a much bigger shell, measuring nearly 9 inches wide by about 3.5 inches tall and 7.5 inches deep. Its larger size and sleek design give it a more substantial look with a high-quality aluminum chassis. Now, one standout feature is the 5-inch color display right on the front, which has a few different custom clocks that you can use, and you can also display the track that you're currently listening to. Now, the gently sloped top panel houses backlit controls for volume, playback, skipping tracks, and 5 customizable presets, all which light up when you come nearby, so they're super easy to use. Now, if you're new to this type of gear, the Icon is a music streamer that also doubles as a control hub. It's incredibly flexible, allowing you to connect it to a traditional audio system using its fixed level outputs, or switch to variable mode to hook it up to some powered speakers or a power amplifier driving some passive speakers. Now, its compact size even lets you let it sit neatly right on top of a pair of powered speakers, creating a really complete and sleek little system. And if all of this sounds a little bit overwhelming to you, don't worry. When you buy your Icon from Audio Advice, our team of experts can guide you through the setup process to ensure everything runs smoothly. Plus, you get our exclusive setup tips and tricks guide packed with advice to help you get the most out of all your Bluesound gear. Now, if you want to be among one of the very first people to get the Node Icons after watching this video and you're already sold on it, you can pre-order yours now at audioadvice.com, or if you're watching at a later date, you can order it now with free shipping. All right, moving on, the Icon also takes a big leap forward from the Node when it comes to inputs and outputs. One standout feature here is its full-sized analog audio inputs, making it easy to connect a turntable, whether it's one with a built-in phono preamp or paired with an external one, since there is not one built into this Icon. Now, there's also a standard-sized Toslink input for some more added flexibility. And one of the coolest upgrades is the HDMI eARC input, a feature popping up more and more on streamers these days. With HDMI eARC, you can connect a compatible TV and send its audio straight to your 2-channel system, transforming your TV sound into something far more immersive. If you're working with an older TV, no worries. Most of them also have Toslink outputs, so you're covered there too with the Icon. The eARC connection also lets your TV remote control the volume, which is super convenient just using one remote. On top of that, the Icon can decode Dolby Atmos files and mix them down into 2-channel stereo for another enhanced listening experience. The rear panel also includes 2 USB-A's to connect a hard drive with your music files stored on them, or alternatively, BluOS can easily pull music from your network drive, giving you plenty of options for accessing your library. Now, you can also connect up a PC via the USB-C right on the back too. Now, with many high-performance separate audio systems adding balanced audio inputs, audiophiles are going to be happy to know that the Icon has balanced audio outs along with the standard RCA outs. Now, these are not just connectors that convert a normal signal to balanced, but they give you a fully balanced audio path, which is really great for this price point. You even get a coax and Toslink audio out should you later purchase an uber high-end DAC without streaming to connect up the Icon as a digital streamer only. And finally, like we mentioned a little bit before, there is a subwoofer out with full control over both the sub and your main speakers, which adds another level of flexibility and functionality to this Icon. Using the BluOS app, you can just perfectly dial in the crossover point and levels from the comfort right of your listening chair. There are so many good music streamers out there with enough inputs to allow you to use it for your full control center, but without a sub out, it certainly limits your speaker options a little bit. Now, we just love this feature and we're really happy to see it on the Icon and the Node. Now, the DAC and its hardware support are among some of the most critical parts of any streamer. Creating your own DAC from scratch can be a super expensive process for a lot of companies, which is why almost all audio companies will buy DACs from a company that just specializes in making them. ESS is considered one of the best DAC manufacturers in the entire world and has a wide lineup of DACs that are used in everything from cell phones to super high-end audio gear. Now, their best ones falls under the Sabre category, and their new ES9039 Q2M has the highest dynamic range of any of their DACs yet. Now, we were really impressed to see Bluesound use this new flagship 2-channel ESS DAC in the Nano and the Node and wondered what they would do for this icon. Now, since this is a stereo DAC, you can use it in a mono configuration for even higher performance, which is exactly what Bluesound did by putting 2 of them right in the icon. Now, with its much larger chassis than the Node, Bluesound was also able to beef up the power supply to support these great DACs even better. Plus, as we mentioned earlier, this will allow them to do a fully balanced audio path if you use XLR output connectors. Now, digging a little deeper here, another interesting feature of the icon is the QRONO D2A. Now, that may sound like a mouthful, but this tech is one of the reasons that Lenbrook, the parent company of Bluesound, purchased MQA back in 2023. MQA was an audio software company dedicated to making digital music sound as good as possible. Now, QRONA D2A was on the drawing board, and the icon is the first product that we know of to use it. This software looks for timing errors as digital signal gets converted to analog. Timing errors have been one of the things that some hardcore music lovers have not liked about digital audio, as when they're there, the recording lacks realism compared to some great analog recordings. QRONA D2A realigns the timing response to give your music just a much more natural sound, and we love that it's included in this Bluesound icon. Now, it's also neat that Bluesound used the top-of-the-line ESS analog to digital converters for the digital inputs to keep your signal as pure as possible. However, we should point out that if you use a turntable with the icon, or really any other streamer for that matter, your analog signal does get converted to digital. Now, also at first glance here, headphone enthusiasts might wonder where the headphone jack is on this, or if there even is one. Well, Bluesound did something pretty unique here, and it's a clever move in our opinion. They wanted the front panel to look super sleek with a killer display, but the team figured a bulky headphone jack would just sort of mess with that sleek vibe. So they got creative and came up with a cool solution. They added a full-sized 1/4-inch headphone jack on both sides of the icon. For headphone lovers, that full-size jack is just a big win. And it's not just any headphone jack, it's equipped with a THX achromatic audio amplifier. This is a special piece of tech that THX developed for the ultimate headphone experience, and it's starting to show up in other amps because of its ultra low noise and distortion. But what does that actually mean for you? Well, you're gonna get a seriously amazing listening experience when you wanna plug in a pair of headphones to this icon. Now, we unboxed the icon right away and immediately put it to the test. We hooked it up to multiple different setups within our showrooms to test a ton of different speakers and amps to see how well it performed. And with each step up, the new icon proved to us that it could be a great choice for a budget-friendly setup with some powered speakers, all the way up to some high-end setups with Macintosh amps and big high-end KEF speakers. It keeps that sweet and warm Bluesound sound signature that we always have loved, but has way more detail and realism in every track that we played compared to the Node or the Node Nano, thanks to its higher quality products and better DACs. Now, the big question here that a lot of people are probably wondering is, does this icon stack up to some of the competitors like Eversolo or WiiM? Now, we're big fans of all these brands, but in our tests, the icon definitely outperformed the WiiM Ultra when it came to overall sound quality, and it held its own against similarly priced Eversolo products, and a lot of our team actually preferred the icon over some of these Eversolo products. Now, with that said, whether you notice these subtle differences is going to depend a lot on how revealing your setup is. But what we can say for sure is that you really can't go wrong with the Node icon. It's going to be a fantastic streamer for so many people and just so many different setups, and we picture it being a very popular seller. But if you're still not sure if it's the right fit for you, feel free to reach out to our expert team and they'll help you figure out which options make the most sense for your needs. But with that said, for under $1,000, the icon is one of our favorite streamers that we've ever heard, and it's well worth the price. Combined with its balanced out ability, beefier power supply, dual ESS Sabre DACs, we really think, again, it's just going to be one of the most popular streamers on the market today. It also helps knowing it's coming from a trusted company like Bluesound, which has been in the game for years and has some of the best engineers who are dedicated to updating their app and software to be sure that you can use their products for years and years after you buy them. Now, if you do have more questions, please reach out to our experts at audioadvice.com or stop by one of our award-winning showrooms and we would be happy to help you out. Also, leave a comment down below because I want to know your thoughts about what you think about this new Node icon and if you're going to be picking one up for yourself. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please help support us by giving it a like, hitting the subscribe button, and turning on the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.